Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Do Struts Again. Why am I doing struts again? Well, I put struts on not long ago, and what a difference. My gosh, it rode better. It actually sits a little higher. The old springs were sagging, and the new struts, obviously with new springs, it sits up a lot higher. Not a lot higher, maybe an inch. So it did make a difference. These tires are 27.4 inches, and but I have not a clunk, but a knock, kind of a knocking noise in the right front. Ball joints are new. I even redid the lower ball joint on the right front because maybe I messed something up. I don't know. I thought I could have messed something up when I put that in. So I replaced the lower ball joint on the right front, and the noise is still there. So it has to be the strut. It was not there before. Everything is tight. I even put new sway bar links on both sides. Didn't change anything. So we're going to do the struts again. I got some replacement struts here. Struts are really easy on this. I'll try to show you the whole process, walk you through it, but struts are really easy on this. I've already got the wheel off, as you can see. So I'll turn the camera around and we'll get started. Okay, let's get started. The first thing, I will probably take this lower nut. That's a 17 millimeter. And let me grab your impact. So that's a 17 millimeter, both sides. All right, so if you're wearing earbuds, this might be a good time to take those out. All right, so that nut is loose. This is for the strut fork. Take a dead blow, knock that through. You may have to push up or down on this to get the bolt out. I like to just put a punch in here and try to punch it out. If I'm in the camera's way, I'm sorry. All right, lower bolt is out. This upper bolt is a 14 millimeter. You can already see that moving. I don't even have the bolt out. And this fork should have just dropped right out of that. Pretty close. Or not. All right, let's see. Struggles of being on camera. So a little word of wisdom here. When you buy replacement struts, some of these don't have this ring. They just have a little tab welded right there. I found these, they have the whole ring, so I thought those would be better. I have heard or read that some people have had trouble with the ones that have the tab breaking off. So I do have to drop this fork down to get the strut out, and it's being a little troublesome, as most things do. Okay, let me turn this off a minute and I'll be back. Okay, I got the fork off the bottom of the strut. Now you're going to want to come up top. There's two nuts. One here. Oops, sorry, the camera's moving. One here, one here. So you take these two nuts loose. I already broke those loose because I knew I was going to film this, so it'd make it easier. So let's get this back in place. So I'll go to the electric ratchet. I bought this on Amazon. It's called Avid Power. I don't know, see if you can see that. Yeah, so Avid Power. Pretty handy. the nut, didn't hear it hit the floor. You know what that means. Gone forever. All right, so strut is out. See how easy that was? So let me get a couple of things set up. I'll pull the new strut over here. We'll install it. Okay, these struts, these are Moist Plus struts. You can see where they're made, of course, but you know, these ride really well. And like I said, the spring rate is good. It raised it up just a little bit, but it rides really great. So I'm really happy with these. So these are replacements. You might find these on Amazon under the brand of Most Plus, but these are Moist Plus. So these are probably a little bit better. So I went ahead and pulled this fork out just to show you the orientation. So this will be the back side. This will be facing in towards the engine. And on the back side of the strut, so this comes in here. This has got this little notch. There's a notch here and this little piece here that sticks down. So it's going to land in here, and that's what helps align it. So apparently the paint's kind of thick on this strut. I've already got the other side in. I went ahead and put that in. This is going to be the driver's side anyway. So, but that's how you line it up, and that's how it locates. This little piece goes in here. When you tighten that up, it just clamps in there and holds that in place. Okay, back to business. So, amateur tip here. The reason I couldn't get this fork off earlier is because I left the bolt in it. There's a divot on the back side of this. There's a divot that clears the bolt to keep that from sliding off. And I don't remember taking the bolt completely out last time, but obviously I did, because once you have the bolt out, it goes together much easier. You just got to line this together. Remember the notch. You just got to kind of feel for the notch. Now, in the beginning, I thought this lip was supposed to be all the way down here, and it's not. That's not where it goes. So, I'm going to make sure that little piece is in the notch. I guess it has to be because it's flush. So let's put the bolt in. I'm going to hold this up while I tighten this. Earbuds, take them out. Uh-oh, wrong way. You've never done that before, have you? Okay. Bolt is in. Now that little ratchet, it's not the torquiest little thing, but it works very well. So I'll go ahead and tighten that up. Now, this is the trickier part, is getting this bottom bolt, bottom bolt in. You may have to pick up on this some. See, this moves pretty easily when there's no load on it, no weight. So you just kind of gotta keep fumbling with it till it starts to line up. Take a dead blow hammer, make it go home. So put the nut, remember 17 millimeter, wrench on this side, earbuds, take them out. And we're done. Another thing worth noting, this little vacuum canister, I believe it's a little vacuum, well, let me adjust this so you can see it. This little vacuum canister, there's a 10 millimeter bolt right here. So if you take that 10 millimeter bolt out, you can move this, and that'll make it a little bit easier to access these nuts right here. Okay, so we are back from the test drive and the noise is gone. If you're looking to do a tire upgrade, these are 225 70 15. These are 27.4. So this is 1.1 inches taller, or outside diameter. Not really taller, but outside diameter is 1.1 inches bigger than stock. And there's my dog. So looks so much better. What? What is it? Hmm? What is it, Ruby? Hmm? What is it? So the noise is gone. One question that I've seen online or several times is, how do you tell the left from the right? Well, they can only go one way. So I've got these both facing the same direction with the tab, that little tab on the back that matches that little notch in the fork. And as you can see, the bolts up here, the bolt patterns, and you can't really see it, but the bolt patterns are different. And if you look in here, see how this bolt, this is the passenger side, this bolt's in this corner. But if you look over here, that bolt is in the opposite corner. So they can only go one way. And the way these are angled, this is at an angle. The strut will also be at an angle on top. You can't mix them up. They won't install. So as long as you match up that little tab on the back side of the fork, the bolt pattern matches up top, you're done. You're good to go. As far as the Most Plus struts, I would absolutely recommend those. This CRV is a 2000 model, has 125,000 miles. The front struts were locked up and it rode like crap. So, but this really made a huge difference in the ride and the height. Okay guys, that wraps this one up. I appreciate you watching and I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd be glad to answer any questions, and we'll see you on the next one.